In this video net interview at IBC 2011, I'm speaking with Jason Wong, Director of Product Marketing at TiVo. Hi Jason.
Hello.
Obviously TiVo has got a very prime customer announcement with Virgin, and that's deployed now and seems to be being very well received by consumers according to Virgin. I mean, do you think that that is basically the benchmark now for the next generation pay TV experience?
Certainly. I think that the TiVo Virgin box has been very well received, as you noted. It really does some very innovative things. It revolutionizes the way people consume and discover, find, and enjoy content. It brings a lot of different types of content, not just video, but music, apps, games, and I think that it sets a new bar for the video market.
And I mean, you mentioned it brings new content. I mean, Virgin are being very open to over-the-top kind of partnerships. I mean, that may not be the same with every pay TV operator, but do you think that's the way that the world needs to move?
I think it is. I think you know, we hear a lot about over-the-top and Netflix and Hulu and Spotify and all of these different content providers, which are really changing the landscape of television. And I think that traditional operators, cable, satellite operators, need to really consider about how they integrate and embrace some of these services, as opposed to sort of ostrich and silo themselves off. Because consumers are going to want this content one way or another. They're going to go get it, whether it's on your service or on somebody else's service.
And you're very successfully partnering into the pay TV service provider market now, and you've got a new product which is a sort of a quad tuner DVR, but you've also got an HD box that isn't a DVR, and I believe that's TiVo's first foray into non-DVR boxes, which seems fairly significant. So can you explain which market you're targeting with that?
Sure. I think that TiVo's looking to build a portfolio of products that are going to fulfill all of the requirements for any traditional cable or satellite operator. That includes DVR, which is the product that we are best known for and what we're sort of born and bred on. But that also includes things like Zapper products, which are non-DVR, just set-top boxes which tune, but can also access over-the-top still. And so that's a key thing. It's like these are not just cable satellite boxes that tune to your hundreds of cable or satellite channels. These are interactive boxes just like the DVR, that will go and connect to Spotify, Hulu, or Amazon, or Rhapsody, or Pandora, or whoever it is. And so I think this is a very important distinction, because we are looking to perform a full suite end-to-end that's going to fulfill all of an operator's needs and embrace this move towards over-the-top third-party content. So
this is your way to deliver that next-generation platform for an operator and put it in even when there's not a DVR required.
Exactly. I mean, because frankly, there are cost implications to a DVR that are not burdened that do not burden the Zapper box.
Okay, and is it also a whole home opportunity? So could you have a TiVo DVR in the main room and then feed in client set-top boxes?
This is exactly the direction we're going, right? Whole home is extremely important. Second screen is extremely important. What you're going to see is a DVR, or some people are starting to call these, gateway devices. I think that the term is not well defined, but a 4-tuner DVR perhaps, with a couple of thin client Zapper boxes, with or without a tuner, in different rooms, all being fed from that single DVR. That same DVR with some transcoding capability can then power an iPad or a smartphone within the home. And so I think that what you're seeing is we are going to use the DVR and evolve that into a device that's going to form the backbone of the television experience within the home. And then we are going to be deploying extensions to that via the Zapper, which is new for us, what we call a thin client, which is a Zapper without a tuner, and then also things like the iPad application.
Okay, and the multi-screen, the iPad, the smartphone, etc. I mean, you've got an app that creates a companion experience, so you can control the TiVo device, you can do social TV and search and browse. I mean, do you view the tablets as an obvious extra viewing screen as well?
Absolutely. In fact, we predict that in a lot of households, tablet will be the second screen as opposed to older, smaller television. In bedrooms and in studies and things like that. The challenge to tablet is twofold. The first is, one, there's a technology problem. You need to convert from MPEG-2 to MPEG-4, and for that you need transcoding. Current generation hardware is cost prohibitive to include transcoding. So we need to solve that problem first, but that's on the way, and as silicon prices drop, you're going to see that problem go away. The second problem is rights and rights management. And companies like Virgin that are looking to do this need to be sure to obtain streaming rights to be able to push it to second screens.
Okay, so there's a couple of barriers there, but ultimately we should see it going around
no
the
question.
home. Using DLNA, presumably?
Yes, using DLNA and DLNA-approved DRM like DTCP, but yes.
Okay, and just finally, I mean, you're obviously partnering with the service providers in terms of creating their whole home multi-screen experience, but you're also enabling them to put apps on your retail boxes, and Xfinity is a good example from Comcast in the US, where their app for Xfinity is now available through TiVo on the retail devices, I believe. And I mean, is that sort of app world an important opportunity for service providers via TiVo?
Yes, very much so. So Virgin has announced a pretty aggressive strategy for applications. They build it on top of our platform, which uses Adobe Flash. And what it allows, from TiVo's perspective, what it allows our partners to do is to innovate in a way that does not beholden them to the TiVo release, software development and release cycle. We can do a couple releases a year of core set-top box software, and then the Virgin team can throw as many Flash app developers that they like against this and launch hundreds of applications without ever picking up the phone and calling TiVo. And that independence is what lets Virgin build something that is really unique, really customized to their market, yet does not burden TiVo with having to build hundreds of apps.
Okay, and just finally, can you maintain the pace of innovation on behalf of or in partnership with the pay TV operators that can compete with Apple and people like that now? So provide CE levels of innovation for the pay TV market?
I believe so. At TiVo, we have a core software branching strategy, which is to develop along one code branch, where we do most of our new innovation and features. We then take off little branches for each of our partners. If there's some innovation that happens in the UK or in Spain, we will then take that innovation and fold it back into the core. That allows us to continue work on the main branch while providing customizations globally across to our different partners. It's always a challenge, especially as you expand and pick on more and more partners to make sure that your software is leverageable, but this is something that TiVo really focuses on.
Okay, all right. Well, this sounds like interesting times, and thank you very much for attending this.
Certainly.
Thank you.